Welcome back to Core of Extreme. Sorry that the last video was what it was to make a stand. I had to stand up for the values that America is about. And I had to do that ASAP. So since that's taken care of, now let's move on to another important issue, and that is WWE No Mercy reaction from Mr. Core of Extreme himself, myself. So if you're new to the channel, have no fear, because John Woods is here and I'm ready to direct you all from being amateur, punk-ass wrestling fans into becoming wrestling fans that have emotion, excitement, enjoyment, energy, and blood flow running through your life when it comes to professional wrestling. Mr. Nipples. Yes. So the question looming over everyone's mind at this particular time is, why in the bluest of blue hells did Brock Lesnar successfully dethrone, take Braun Strowman and flip him and flop him off of the road to success? The road to succeed and exceed beyond limitations has become an afterthought when Braun Strowman's name is in that same sentence. So right now I'm going to answer a few questions. This guy says, who will beat Brock Lesnar? Who will beat Brock Lesnar? I don't know. If it was me booking the company, it would have been Braun Strowman. Why wouldn't it have been Braun Strowman? Brock Lesnar does not deserve that championship. He does not deserve a prize like that. He does not deserve any particular prize, championship, glory, honor, anything, because he is worthless. Part-time guy with no effects, no anything to add to the company. The only thing he can add to the company is a bad budgeting system. A bad budgeting system that is overpaid, overanalyzed, overhyped, and over-drilled into the systems of our lives. Brock Lesnar, you're a waste of time. So get the hell off my TV screen. Extreme Blogs. That's the old name. Now it's Core of Extreme, broco. Teddy Hart says 330 subscribers. Thought you had 356 blogs. 356. That was a while back. You've watched a few of my videos since that point, since I had 356. That was a while back. That was probably about 2 months ago. Now I have 330. I don't know what's happening. I continuously lose subscribers. Basically, if a subscriber is not involved in my channel or something like that, they get unsubscribed somehow. So I'm thinking it's more YouTube's thing, you know, the little virus that continuously goes through YouTube that kicks subscribers off of small channels. Think that's what's going on, but you never know. I really personally don't care. I'll just continuously speak up, speak out, and do anything and everything that it takes to become the next big thing on YouTube. But the next big thing may be in 20 years, so who knows? Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles, and I won it. Well, AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman probably won't happen anytime soon due to the fact that one's on Raw, one's on SmackDown. So if there's a like draft or trade or some kind of thing like that that concurs, then maybe you might get something like that. And the match actually might not be half bad, because Braun Strowman can flip and flop all over around the ring. He can also do a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, yeah, the match would probably be pretty dang interesting, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Teddy Hart says, you didn't lose me. I think I got that little bastard. You didn't lose me, dude. I'm here a while now. Well, Teddy Hart, I always know this. Teddy Hart, you've been around for probably since February or March or something like that. You've been around my channel for around, getting close to a year. So, man, I can congratulate you on that. I can congratulate you on that. We have a good relationship, I think. You're a good subscriber. You've been here for a while. Wrestling Mana says, hey, I was talking to you live video for months. Remember me? Haha. I mean, I do not forget anyone who's ever commented on any of my videos. Always remember the people who have made my channel. So I do remember you. I do recall you. Will never forget you. This guy says, and what the F? Why is Roman Reigns getting wins after instant Hall of Famers? First, Taker, then Cena. Oh, am I so mad? Invite me, says TJ Rules. Well, this might be interesting because TJ, I thought you were off of YouTube. I thought you were done with YouTube. My response to this guy, Roman Reigns had to get this win. Had to get this win. John Cena's taken time off to film another freaking movie, and so why not? Why not give the rub to young, ambitious, young, quick lad like himself, Roman Reigns? Who else would win? John Cena? John Cena would not win because John Cena probably picked the winner. Vince McMahon said, now, John, who do you want to win the match? And John was like, player, I want Roman to win. Can you dig that? Or something. And, you know, John Cena picked right this time. He didn't pick Nexus to win, but he did pick Roman Reigns to win, which is the better decision because Roman Reigns is actually going to be there for the long haul. Pro Wrestling Talk says, thoughts on Bullet Club outside of Raw? Me personally, I think this is super entertaining due to the fact that, I mean, Cody Rhodes just signed a lucrative contract with Ring of Honor. So right after, days after he signs that big, long extension contract, the longest in Ring of Honor history and also the most amount of money in Ring of Honor history, he shows up at a Raw event. Not just not just a live event, not just, you know, pre-show or something like that. Freaking Monday Night Raw after No Mercy. So it's a huge deal. It's a ultra big deal. And I think that needed to happen. We needed another, you know, DX invasion type thing. Except this is a little bit better because it's the Bullet Club. And this is the 21st century, not the 20th. So. TJ says, I'm joking, sir. I'm just going to stick to the chat. Well, that's probably best. But, I mean, getting 2 points of view is sometimes interesting and sometimes noble. Pro Wrestling Talk says, what's your favorite pay-per-view of all time from ECW, WCW, and WWE? Well, I would have to say that my favorite from WWE has to probably be the Royal Rumble because it's the event that you can actually hope and pray that has come out, and plus my birthday is just around the corner in January as well, so I always get a surprise in that particular match. I like that match. I enjoy that match. Don't always enjoy the winner because sometimes it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't come all the way through. But I do enjoy the Royal Rumble. From WCW, Halloween Havoc was always great. I liked the theme of the pay-per-view. I liked the way they portrayed the pay-per-view, making it a little dark and ominous. I mean, it goes around with Halloween. Starrcade was always a very good one too, but I mean, Halloween Havoc probably takes the cake for that. ECW, I mean, Barely Legal and some of those, you know, like that were probably my favorite. Who do you think needs a push? Well, at this particular time, I think Sami Zayn from SmackDown needs a big push. And on Monday Night Raw, I would say Braun Strowman needs a bigger push than he already had. But to be serious for a minute, guy who needs a push, we'll say Finn Balor. We'll say Finn Balor. FYI, I'm on my backup. By the way, the main event at No Mercy was upsetting. Yeah, the main event was very, very upsetting, very touching and laboratory, and very like an experiment gone wrong, where the experiment blown up in your face and you have burn marks on your face for 4 fucking months later. Excuse my language, but to be serious for a second, why would you make such a crucial decision, such a stupid decision, to book this particular match in that particular way when you know, well, Vince McMahon should know that that's the worst decision at all. That's the worst decision, you know. So, I mean, Brock Lesnar is a part-time guy. If you didn't know, he was a part-time guy. Part-time guy, which means he's a loser, which means he doesn't work as much as the full-time guys, which means he doesn't deserve that prize. He doesn't deserve that position. He doesn't deserve to hold that particular honor. And he does. He has held it since WrestleMania, which is a travesty. He's had it for over 6 months. He's defended the title, but he's not going to defend it until Survivor Series, which means there's going to be a month gap where he doesn't defend that championship. That is where this becomes a little ridiculous. Okay, before 30 days, if you do not defend this championship, you are suspended of that championship. Now, since it's Brock Lesnar, some rules are thrown out the freaking window. Since it's Brock Lesnar, rules are just swallowed, and we just forget about them. Rules that were created and manifested into making storylines and things interesting, more enabling instead of disarming. We should be able to have creative freedom in this WWE locker room instead of being held back and held captive by Brock Lesnar holding this title captive. Brock Lesnar is a failure as a champion. Yes, he's won matches, but he barely beat Joe. He barely beat Strowman. Hell, he barely won that freaking 5-way match with all those individuals involved in it. And then he's going to beat Finn Balor. What are you doing, Vince? You're destroying your guys. You're destroying your creations. And personally, you're more than ever hurting your future. See, Finn Balor is your future. Braun Strowman is your future. Roman Reigns is your future. Samoa Joe is your future. And guess what? Brock Lesnar is not. Brock Lesnar is your past. Yes, if he held the belt for like 3 months, I would have been okay with that. But 7 months and him not defending the belt for another month is really enabling to disable my soul, disarm my soul, and make me just freaking give up on anything and everything WWE related. But I'm not going to do that. Why give Vince McMahon the upper hand when I am core of extreme and I am the man who created the upper hand when I was born? Wrestling Guy says, TJ rules, are you going to get to WWE 2K18? His response was, yes, he is. This guy says, and damn, Cesaro's teeth got broken. Yeah, he looked like he got in a bad bar fight. He got knocked the hell out. He had blood all over the place. I thought this was a PG era, but this is not obviously PG era. He looked worse off than, say, Mick Foley did when he got his face busted up. Teddy Harris says, WCW had good names for their pay-per-views. Yes, very creative. Much different than nowadays. Nowadays, they just recycle old names, old pay-per-views, and say, hell with it. We'll just use old concepts, old pay-per-views, and we'll just be happy. We'll be untamed, uncensored, unsolicited. You guys are lame, lazy, phony, fraud individuals who claim to be creative, but you fall below the line, not just slightly below the line, but all the way down where you're touching freaking the bottom of the ocean, drowning, suffocating, illuminating your soul beyond extinction. Maybe that's a poem, I don't know. Pro Wrestling Talk, he rejected his message, but then he said, how would you book Asuka's main roster debut? Well, simple. I would have her beat Alexa Bliss within, well, very, very quickly. Very quickly. I know that would probably disarm and halt the whole company into a frenzy, but maybe beat her in 5 minutes or so. Yeah. And then she can have an actual meaningful feud with someone. Or you can have Alexa Bliss beat her, but, what the hell's up with that? So basically the point is, I would have her beat Alexa Bliss on her debut. What was your biggest GD Vince moment? Well, my biggest GD moment, basically moment that I was just so upset, so irritated, so frustrated with the loser, the untamed mind of Vince McMahon, was probably the time that he supposedly killed himself or died or got exploded or physically harmed himself when the limousine blew up. Just a few days shy of when the Chris Benoit incident occurred, and that's probably the biggest Vince McMahon moment that I can think of that became, is this guy actually sane? Is this guy actually okay? Does he need to go see a therapist? Does he need to go see a doctor? Because right now, at this exact moment in history, he just tried to kill himself, which is okay. I guess it's creative. I guess it's an experiment that actually worked for a few days, and then it blew up in your face very, very upsettedly. Knox says, hello, everyone. Well, hello, there's... This guy says, we need another superstar shakeup. Probably. We most certainly do. We most certainly desire something similar to that. And that is it. That is it at this exact moment in history. That's all we have. So I'm now going to go through these stinking matches. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through the NFL matches that happened, and I'm not going to really refer back to the NFL protesting much, but, you know. Pro Wrestling Talk says, thoughts on Jim Cornette leaving GFW? Whew. My thoughts on this. My thoughts on this is very, very simple, and I have to be very tame about this because the new owner of GFW is partially Jeff Jarrett, but the other half is still owned by this idiot that's bought Impact Wrestling from Dixie Carter, who was a total failure of a human being and a promoter and everything. He's a bigger failure than she is, or maybe not bigger, but just better maybe. But basically, Jeff Jarrett was forced to take time off, and then Jeff Jarrett and Jim Cornette are best buddies in the whole entire world, so Jim Cornette then eventually said, hell with you, I'm taking my bags and I'm going home. So my thoughts on this is, well, this is just another sign that GFW, you're just not ready for puberty. You're not ready to be a man yet. You're not ready to become mature yet. Because in the wrestling business, you're either man up or shut the hell up. And right now, you need to shut the hell up because you don't have that much talent that actually sticks around more than 6 months. You do not have talent that wants to stick around because you don't have anything to offer them. You take more things away than giving to them. So why, in the bluest of blue hells, Sam Hells, would you want to have talent stay? Well, to succeed in XTV limitations, but this exact moment in history, nobody wants to succeed and exceed beyond limitations there in the impact zone. I don't blame them. Jim Cornette leaving, not shocked. I'm surprised. Not at all. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. So, first, on No Mercy, we had a pre-show match. Elias Samson versus Apollo Crews. The match is exactly the way I pictured it to go, with Elias Samson winning, dethroning, decrippling, de-owning, and owning most certainly by making this counterfeit guy, this counterfeit champion, future champion, in Apollo Crews become fragile and broken once again. And yes, he did beat Kurt Hawkins last Monday, but Apollo Crews is more over than, say, Kurt Hawkins, even though Kurt Hawkins is now on a losing streak that continuously and everly will continue for the end of time. And I personally don't care. I'm not invested because this wasn't a feud that was actually something that they kept going with, kept evolving, kept transforming, kept modifying, because no, WWE just likes to put random matches in pre-show and thinks that fans are going to automatically care, automatically be subjected to this. And I just, no, I'm not really caring, not really concerned. Elias Samson got the victory, and he deserves to be victorious in this particular contest due to those particular thoughts. This guy says, thoughts on Miz winning against Jason Jordan. That was the next match on the list, so thank you. So the Miz with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel defeated Jason Jordan to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This is another backward step in my opinion because Jason Jordan was ready for the big prime time. in my personal opinion, this would have been a perfect move to elevate him into a more prominent role. But in recent years, they have more of guys who can actually become the WWE champion, holding those particular prizes. AJ Styles is the United States champion, which basically makes that point blank clear. And to me personally, I think that Jason Jordan would have been perfect for that role. But when are you going to actually pull the trigger with Jason Jordan? Time's ticking. It's literally ticking. You're either going to turn him heel on his own father, you're going to have his father turn heel on him, or something counteractive is going to happen where it makes the product more enabling instead of disabling the soul of the wrestling audience. And hello to you, new viewer. Hello. I mean, personally, I want something new instead of something old to happen. Who's The Miz going to feud with next? Who's he going to feud with? Is he going to feud with Matt Hardy, whose brother now, Jeff Hardy, is now out of action because he has to have shoulder surgery? So, I mean, you have to figure out who's next to face him. And me personally, I would be okay with Matt winning the IC title. Why not? Because The Miz, I mean, is the experiment done? I mean, I would say no. I mean, but you could still have different things happen, or, you know, different feuds. Or maybe you can continue the feud with Jason Jordan and just see where it goes. But me personally, I think that the trigger needs to be pulled on someone. Because if you don't, everybody's going to be counterfeited as the same type of personality, and that's not good for business. He says, I am from Brazil. I am Brazilian. That's cool. Hey, I enjoy people from different parts of the world, which makes things more enabling, and it actually makes things more interesting because you never know exactly who's going to show up. And actually, I have a lot of people that are new to this channel checking this video out tonight, and I'm very excited to have a lot of new people here today. I have no idea what you're. I don't know what you are saying. You are Bravata. I have no idea what that means. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but not much. So anyways, Miz retaining, okay, but you know, it's not the best move. So next, Finn Balor. The actual Finn Balor. It wasn't the demon Finn Balor. It was just Finn Balor, this ordinary guy that's being modified and booked as this ordinary guy. When the hell was The Undertaker booked as an ordinary guy, an ordinary gentleman, an ordinary person that just goes out there and dresses up in paint and says, I'm Mark Calloway, I'm here to defeat you? Never. When did Kane go out there and say, I'm an ordinary guy? Finn Balor should not be booked as an ordinary guy. He should just be booked as Finn freaking Balor and just say, hey, I'm Finn Balor. I'm here to conquer. I'm here to develop habits. I'm here to destroy. I'm here to conquer. I'm here to become the champion. Because if you have him just say, I'm an ordinary guy and I'm facing Brock Lesnar next, people are going to look at you and laugh because that is stupid. That's phony. That's fraud. That's indolent. And that's pretty much on the borderline of extinction. So send a hug to my grandmother, Martinez. I give you a hug. A deep condolence hug. Condolence hug. You lose kite. I don't even have a kite. I don't own one. So, I mean, if that's what you're talking about. But to my knowledge, I didn't lose a kite because I never had one. Send a hug to my grandmother. I just did. You like a... I have no idea what the hell this is. Please? KS, 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 KS. I already did. So, yeah. Give me a big thumbs up for encouragement since there's a few new people watching the video. So Finn Balor defeating Bray Wyatt, not shocked. It should have happened. It did happen. And it was an okay match, not over-journalized, not over-hyped storyline. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's done with. Maybe tonight Finn Balor can end the career of Bray Wyatt and Bray Wyatt can become someone else. How about that? So me personally, I'm glad that they're starting over and starting fresh with these two individuals and going in a new light. Because supposedly Finn Balor may be the next challenger for Braun Brock Lesnar, and that's okay. I mean, it's not as believable, but you know, you played GTA B. I've played it before. Don't actually own the game, but yes, I have played it before. So anyways, yeah. Match number 4 on the card was actually Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins defeating Sheamus and Cesaro, where Sheamus, his tag team partner Cesaro, lost his freaking teeth, got dismembered, got disarmed, and he looked like he got in a bad a bar fight, and got broken down, watching drowned, and nobody wanted to throw him any soap, nobody wanted to throw him any water to clean his blood off his face because he looked like he was shit-faced. The match itself was pretty good. It was entertaining. It had good quality to it. But who's Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins going to fight next? See, Jeff Hardy's hurt, so that takes out Matt and Jeff Hardy. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, they could get a shot. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should book up all 3 members of that group as prominent role finders. Maybe you should make those 3 individuals actually all hold particular championships. Maybe that would be something interesting. Bo Dallas actually winning a main roster championship would be something eligible. You know, I mean, me personally, I like the team of Dean Ambrose. I like the team of, you know, or Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, and I also like the team of Cesaro and Sheamus. But when's enough? I mean, these guys put on great matches. They're very entertaining. They're very overdone and overanalyzed and overhyped, and their matches are almost 5-star, So good, so classic. And they like to do the fighting. They like to be competitive. But is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough to salute? Is that enough to kneel to? Is that enough to stand to and shake your head at? I personally think that maybe another team needs to be added to the mix, a team that we haven't seen in a while, maybe a team that we have seen, but you know, hasn't been hyped and hasn't been analyzed in a while. I want to see something new, something fresh, something instead of something old. This guy says they should start a feud with Jason Jordan versus Bray Wyatt. Depends on how they do it, because that Jason Jordan, you know, Jason Jordan and Miz could have another match left in their tank, where Jason Jordan then beats the Miz, maybe, but what they could do, if they do stuff like that, they would have to Bray Wyatt blaming Kurt Angle and all that for Jason Jordan turning out the way he did and all this, and you know, that would be halfway decent. Do you know the Clemian line? No, I don't. Excuse me. My grandfather sends a hug to you. I send my hug to him too. Also send my, and he says the same thing again. My grandfather sends a hug to you. I send 2 hugs to him. 2 hugs. 2 hugs. A car, pick a time, Calta 2012. The 2 to 80 miles an hour, who wins? Well, I mean, Calta 2012. Well, how about this? I just pick a Dodge Viper. Dodge Viper 80 miles an hour could probably beat either one of those. Actually, a Lamborghini 80 miles an hour could probably beat either one of those. You know, so I'll pick a Lamborghini instead of either one of those. And a Lamborghini at 80 miles an hour would defeat either one of them because it's made out of fiberglass. And I'm not sure exactly if those are, but, you know, let's see. I thought my thoughts on Brock Lesnar leaving for a month. Well, my personal opinion about that is simple. If you're a champion, if you're United States champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, women's champion, divas champion, I don't care, Universal champion, WWE champion, you should hold that prize, that honor, that prestigious medal, not just once a day, not just twice a year, but you should hold it every single time you come to the arena, which should be every freaking Monday and once a month on Sunday. It should not be whenever you want to show up, whenever your contract enables you to show up. It should be whenever Do you know the Brazilian fighter of NXT? I've heard of him. There's actually a couple. Well, there's a couple from that area, but I personally don't know him. No, I do not know the NXT fighter from Brazil. But if you're going to leave for a month, you shouldn't even be the champion. You shouldn't even be the champion. And the reason why is simple. You are overrated, overhyped, overanalyzed, and overused, overbooked. And why? Because Vince McMahon thinks that you're going to bring in so much more money than, say, Braun Strowman or, say, this guy. Those guys, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns even, and John Cena even, are guys that are actually on the show, guys that actually will produce great content, guys that actually will be dedicated to the product. And John Cena is not going to get the championship back anytime soon, but Brock Lesnar shouldn't have got it for this long either. Goldberg had it for less than a month, maybe a month exactly. And then he loses to Brock, and he's had it for 7 months or 6 months. A Dodge Challenger and a Ferrari 2013, the two 80 miles an hour, who wins? Ferrari 2013 probably wins and beats the Dodge Charger, because Ferrari can get to 80 miles an hour quicker than, say, the Dodge Challenger. Then he asked that twice. Nice. Don't they take your title if you don't defend? Well, they would if it was someone else on the roster. But it's Brock Lesnar, so they give special treatment anytime and every time he has to be away, I guess. Even though he's a joke as a champion, I guess. So my question is, who should challenge next for the Tag Team Championships on Monday Night Raw? I mean, there's not really a lot of challengers out there. So, I mean, maybe they can continue this feud with Cesaro and Sheamus, but maybe it would just be one more match. It wouldn't be tons of matches. It wouldn't be, an experiment gone wrong. It would have to be just one more match, pretty much, unless the title changes hands, which they're booking. They're booking these two individuals, the Shield, way too strongly. They continuously have won, and it's not 50-50 booking. It's just them winning all the time. So. Send a hug to my friend. Yeah, sure. I'll send a hug to your friend. There you go. I sent a hug to your friend. Hopefully he sends one back. Then on the next match, we had Alexa Bliss defending, and she also defeated Bayley and Emma and Nia Jax and Sasha Banks in a fatal 5-way match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Match was 9:40. Not bad. They gave it a lot of time. They gave a little bit of continuity. Okay, the match was all right. You have individuals that should be booked a little bit better. I'm surprised that Nia Jax hasn't captured the prize yet, the major championship. Bayley and Sasha Banks, maybe you could have them actually fight each other, them get into a conclusive fight, a glorious beatdown, glorious betrayal, whatever. But I mean, something needs to give. Your creativeness is lacking in multiple different departments right now. And if you're not creating, you're not making the product, you're not making the product any better. So this particular time, I'm just like, this match was all right, but it could have been a lot better. It had multiple points where I was just like, is this really what you're going to give me? Is this really what you're going to deliver to me, a wrestling fan, a wrestling analyst, a wrestling observer? Are you really going to give me this? Are you really going to deliver this particular piece of the pie? The pie's almost eaten, and now you're just going to give me one slice? So, I mean, I'm not much of a fan of booking like this, but Alexa Bliss winning is the best decision. And I think the main reason that they did that is because Asuka is going to be challenging for her particular prize very soon. And when is that soon? That's going to be probably like next week. And why? Because Asuka is a better champion than her. Even though I would have had possibly Emma win that fatal 5-way and then Emma lose to her. Because I think Alexa Bliss is well overdone for a I think she's well overdue for a babyface turn with her feuding with Nia Jax. but they haven't really capitalized on that because they don't know what exactly they want to do, because it seems like they're confused and conflicted about everything that has to happen, when in reality, you don't really have to do those things in that set order. Okay. This guy says Maria Kanellis is pregnant. Yep, they announced today that Maria Kanellis and Michael Bennett announced today that they are 13 months pregnant, which is great. You kill Bell. No, I didn't. I don't know who the hell it is. South America memes page. Yeah, like. And enjoy my Facebook page, South America memes, please. Rest in months, Bill. Cool stuff. Next match, Roman Reigns defeated John Cena, and they gave it 22 minutes long. This match right here, very interesting. I'm not very shocked. I'm not very overwhelmed. The athleticism and everything that they put into this match, Roman Reigns did go over, and I think this was the best decision tonight. Best decision yesterday. And the fact of this is that Roman Reigns is still going to be with the company in several months, several years. He deserves this victory. Now, will they have a rematch at WrestleMania or something? That's yet to be seen. That could happen. That could transpire into something beautiful. I could send a hello to my mother. She's your #1 fan. She's my #1 fan. It's the first time I've heard of you guys. So anyways, the match went exactly the way I was hoping it would go. I was hoping that John Cena would get a little more offense in and maybe, do his 5 moves of doom at the end a little more than he did. But, I mean, overall, I think the match was good. It got Roman over. And after the match, even the bigger over was John Cena putting him over in a big, big way. He wrote the exact same thing. Okay. So, speaking of that match was 22 minutes long. Very good, very interesting match. The next match was a total failure and total flop of society. So you have Roman Reigns, John Cena. The third match to finish the show. The second match to finish the show was Enzo versus Neville. Why in the hell did that match go on before or go on after John versus Roman? Why? Why would you even decide that? Why would you even think that? So Enzo Amore defeats Neville. My thoughts about this is quite simple. I don't agree with this. I do not think that this is the right decision at all. I think that Enzo Amore is overhyped, overanalyzed, overbooked, overpaid. And I don't think that he is nearly as good. And supposedly he has heat in the locker room. I don't see that. They're booking him very strong, and he's acting more and more like a heel. Low blow to win, and you're getting cheered. Is there something wrong with this picture? You're getting cheered to cheat. You're getting cheered to low blow, kick somebody right in the nuts. You're getting cheered to do these stupid, irresponsible things, and Vince McMahon thinks that this is a good booking decision. You had Jason Jordan lose, so you had the future lose to a guy who's established, so that didn't do any good. You had Enzo defeat Neville, which Enzo, you think that that's going to make the 205 Live show better, and it's not. It's going to make the show suck. And then you had Braun Strowman lose to Brock Lesnar, and that's actually not going to help the product at all either. So right now I'm SmackDown Live 110%. Do you like Pokemon Go? I used to. I mean, I played it when it first came out, but no, I haven't played it in a long time. I don't plan to. Some of my friends have gotten involved with it deeply, but, I have not really. Did Enzo win? Yes, Enzo Amore won with a low below and then a roll-up maneuverizing. Stupid fall. You're the Snorlax. Well, Snorlax is a lot powerful than Gold Duck. But your Psyduck, which Psyduck was pretty stupid. So, yeah. I have Pikachu. Pikachu is pretty cool. I like Pikachu. Enzo is mostly a heel, but they cheer him. Yeah, they cheer him, but he doesn't get cheered in the locker room. Nobody in the locker room likes him. That's because he's pretty pathetic. So yeah, Enzo winning, I total flop. I don't think Enzo will be champion more than, let's say, 3 months. Then we have the main event. Brock Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman. I already really went over this, but Braun Strowman pretty much dominated the match, pretty much disfigured Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar fought back at the end and got a cheap victory. That's pretty much it. I mean, I really do not respect an individual like that. I really definitely do not support an individual who's being booked better and being portrayed better than part-time guys who should be portrayed a lot better than they actually are being portrayed. And this match was only 9 minutes. Nothing special at all. So, I mean, the Roman Reigns versus John Cena match actually should have ended the card. It should have ended the pay-per-view. So my reaction to this pay-per-view, the best match of the night, would have to be Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins defeating Cesaro and Sheamus, even though Cesaro lost 2 teeth. And also Roman Reigns and John Cena's match was pretty good as well. I would say that would be a good second. The third best match would probably be Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, we'll say. Okay. The worst match on the card, well, I'll say Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman just to piss people off, you know, but in reality, the worst match on the card was probably Elias Sampson versus Apollo Crews. But that was on the pre-show. This guy says Neville will win at the next pay-per-view. I don't think so. Well, he might. He might. Hope so. But that happens. I mean, who are you going to have in face after that? I mean, no. So anyways, this was my prediction video. Or not my prediction video. Apple or Samsung. I think I'll go with Samsung. So anyways, I think I'm going to get off here. That was my reaction to WWE No Mercy. My favorite match was Cena versus Roman Reigns. Good. All right. So, anywho, I don't know what that means. Okay, well, anyways, share this video, like this video, and all that good stuff. If you're a wrestling fan and like wrestling stuff, go ahead and share this video. And most certainly, check out my videos. Yeah, so anyways, I do wrestling videos, I do pro football videos, and yeah, I do other videos as well sometimes. So anyways, you guys take care, spike your live life to the fullest, and I will talk to you guys next time. Until next time, be extreme, stay extreme, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Worst match was Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson. Most certainly.